305-285-2929.
Sooner or later, you and your gray hair will face an identity crisis.
My hair says experience. My hair says energy.
Touch of Gray, the best of both. Combs away a little gray without getting rid of it all. Never too much, just right.
Now I look like I know what I'm doing and can still do it. Hey, guy, get your heads together.
Touch of Gray, the best of both.
During the final hours of our year-end sale, Rick Case says yes to final Honda clearance prices, yes to a 10-year warranty, and used cars under $5,000, yes to 0 down. Don't pay a thing till spring. Sale ends January 5th at Rick Case Honda, I-75 at Griffin.
Trent Eric and the Local 10 Weather Team.
Welcome to World News. Tonight, the Obamas make their mark on Washington. The president-elect starts selling his economic plan to Congress. And the Obama girls start classes at a new school. Battle lines fighting between Israel and Hamas takes a dramatic turn, escalating to the most intense level since the fighting began. Pay for play. Where is the line when donors seeking favors give money to politicians? That'll be our closer look. And saving hearts, women using a powerful tool, their own experience, to warn others about their risk for heart attacks.
From ABC News headquarters, this is World News with Charles Gibson.
Good evening. 2 weeks from tomorrow, Barack Obama will take office, but he's already begun taking the reins of power. He held a flurry of meetings on Capitol Hill today, issuing dire warnings about the economy. His urgency punctuated by the latest dismal sales numbers from America's automakers. GM down 31% from a year ago, Ford down 32%, and Chrysler down an astonishing 53%. That amounts to an average of just one sale a day at each of Chrysler's dealerships. Jake Tapper is at the White House tonight. Jake?
Good evening, Charlie. Well, President-elect Obama is especially mindful of the jobs numbers due Friday, which could show as many as 500,000 Americans lost their jobs in December, bringing the total for 2008 to 2.5 million jobs lost. The president-elect, aides say, wants to break the cycle of the recession. The president-elect had one thing on his mind today as he crisscrossed the Capitol, holding meetings at a furious pace.
We are in a very difficult spot. The economy is bad. The situation is getting worse.
Mr. Obama came to Washington earlier than most presidents in waiting, partly to push Congress to craft a stimulus bill that he can sign by mid-February.
We've got to act boldly and we've got to act swiftly. We cannot delay.
Today, the president-elect went to the office of the Speaker of the House.
Because the people's business can't wait.
To a meeting with his own economic advisors, to the office of the Senate Majority Leader, to a larger bipartisan meeting with officials from both the House and Senate.
We are in one of those periods in American history where we don't have Republican or Democratic problems, we've got American problems.
All the while, the president-elect pitched his plan, which he says could cost $775 billion and create 3 million jobs. 10% of the president-elect's plan would provide unemployment and health insurance relief to the jobless. 40% would be in tax cuts, perhaps more than $300 billion worth. Business tax cuts, such as a credit for companies that hire new employees. And personal tax cuts, a reduction in payroll taxes for those who make under $200,000 a year. A savings of $500 per person, $1,000 per family. 50% of the package would include investments in infrastructure, energy, health care, and education. Not surprisingly, Democrats seemed enthusiastic about the president-elect's plan. Republicans today said they liked some parts of the plan.
I think there will be widespread Republican enthusiasm for having a significant percentage of the package be tax relief.
But they have major concerns about the price tag.
This is not a package that's ever going to be paid for by the current generation. It's going to be paid for by our kids and grandkids.
House Republicans pushed the issue of transparency, one suggesting to the president-elect that he put the entire stimulus bill online before it's voted upon. President-elect Obama said, "I'll do you one better. They're going to create a Google-like search engine so voters can see just what each plan is paid for and how many jobs it creates." Charlie?
Jake Tapper tonight reporting from Barack Obama's future home. And we learned today of one more key appointment the president-elect will make And the new Senate will be sworn in tomorrow, but 2 seats will be empty. The host of This Week, George Stephanopoulos, is joining us. George, the appointment is to head the CIA, and the president has picked a man with no discernible intelligence experience.
Leon Panetta, the former chief of staff to President Clinton, also the OMB director. Obama officials say that in those 2 jobs, he did have significant intelligence experience, also served on the Iraq Study Group. But, Charlie, there are some unhappy Democratic senators tonight who say they weren't consulted on the pick. I spoke with the incoming chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, Senator Dianne Feinstein. She said she was staggered that she wasn't called, and she has a history of saying that this job should be reserved for intelligence professionals. Now, she doesn't say she's going to vote against Leon Panetta, but it's clear the Obama team has some work to do here.
All right, the Panetta choice causing some controversy in Washington. Let's turn to the Senate, which will get sworn in tomorrow, and the choice of Rod Blagojevich, the senator of Illinois, Roland Burris. He's going to show up, I gather, tomorrow, but may not be allowed to go on the Senate floor?
Will not be allowed to go on the Senate floor, Charlie. The Democratic leaders of the Senate have made that very clear, but there also is some talk of a possible compromise in the Senate now that would rely on 3 big ifs. Number 1, Mr. Burris will say he won't run again in 2010. Number 2, the Secretary of State of Illinois certifies his election. And number 3, the Lieutenant Governor of Illinois, Pat Quinn, says that Burris would be his choice for the seat as well. If all that happened, Burris could end up getting seated down the road. But, Charlie, those are 3 big ifs, as I said.
And the Minnesota seat. It's been so close between Al Franken, Norm Coleman. Do we have a winner?
We have a canvass board in Minnesota that said Al Franken is the winner, but he's not certified yet either. That's because Norm Coleman, the opponent, is going to present a legal challenge. It's not clear whether Franken's going to show up tomorrow. Even if he does, the Republicans would object to having him seated. That court fight has to play out in Minnesota for a bit longer, but Democrats and Republicans that I spoke to said that the Supreme Court looks like it's going to rule mostly in Franken's favor, and it's most likely that he will be the next senator from Minnesota.
All right, George Stephanopoulos, thanks. Franken with a 225-vote lead out of more than 3 million cast in the state of Minnesota. Well, next we turn to the Middle East, where Israel's attacks on Hamas militants escalated dramatically today, with fighting around some of the most densely populated areas of the Gaza Strip. Along with the increased fighting has come increased misery. Nearly 75% of Gaza is without electricity, and more than 500,000 residents are without water. ABC's Simon McGregor-Wood is in Jerusalem tonight.
The fighting escalated tonight when Israeli troops tried to move deeper into Gaza. They were surprised by Hamas fighters using anti-tank rockets and mortars. One rocket hit a building the Israelis had taken over. It collapsed, causing dozens of Israeli casualties, some critical. Palestinian eyewitnesses tell ABC News at least 1 Israeli tank has been destroyed. Israeli forces are trying to slice Gaza into 3 sections. They've occupied the north. It's where Hamas fires rockets from. In the center, tanks have reached the coast, and they're trying to do the same thing in the south to limit Hamas's mobility.
At the end of the day, we want to create an image on the other side that Israel went berserk, that it's not worth it to keep firing rockets because the price they will pay is too high.
But it hasn't worked yet. Hamas fired 38 rockets into southern Israel today, one close to this government minister, one hitting this kindergarten. All schools within a 25-mile radius of Gaza have been shut down. In Gaza, Israeli shelling killed more Palestinians today, including 17 children. His father kisses his baby son goodbye. Deaths that brought threats of revenge from this Hamas leader. When you kill our children, he said, we're allowed to kill yours. When you bomb our mosques, we will destroy your synagogues. Ordinary Gazans, especially the children, almost half the population here, are terrified by Israel's relentless shelling. Today we spoke to our producer in Gaza, Sami Ziara. His home had just come under Israeli fire. Hi, Sami. Hi, how you doing?
2 hours ago, Israeli Apache opened fire against my floor and the roof, the top. 2 bullets.
His wife and 8 children haven't left their home in 10 days, and tonight the fighting is getting even closer to them. The mounting death toll is increasing international pressure for a ceasefire. There were a number of diplomatic delegations here today with a variety of proposals. But Israeli leaders are saying they've yet to see one that delivers the lasting security they are demanding. Charlie.
Simon McGregor Wood reporting tonight. Thanks to you. And back in this country, disgraced money man Bernard Madoff was back in court today, where prosecutors tried to convince a judge to revoke bail and throw Madoff in jail, arguing he's blatantly violated conditions of his bail. At the same time, lawmakers in Washington were hearing from victims who said Madoff left them in financial ruin. Here's ABC's Dan Harris.
Late today, the man accused of stealing billions from retirees, charities, even the International Olympic Committee, left the federal courthouse in Manhattan.
Mr. Madoff, what do you say?
Turning for now to house arrest, or perhaps more accurately, penthouse arrest, confinement to his apartment estimated to be worth about $7 million. After weeks of public outcry, the federal prosecutor today finally asked a judge to put Bernie Madoff behind bars, saying Madoff had violated the terms of his bail by mailing $1 million worth of jewelry and other personal property to friends and family. Madoff's attorney made light of the allegation, saying his client had merely mailed away a few trinkets. Today, Congress opened hearings into why the government missed warnings about Madoff dating back to 1999.
Their heads have got to roll.
That, however, is probably cold comfort for victims like Alan Goldstein.
I was prepared for risk. I wasn't prepared for fraud.
While Goldstein and what we learned today are an estimated 8,000 other victims worry about getting some of their money back, Bernie Madoff is back home tonight awaiting justice in luxury. Dan Harris, ABC News, New York.
And returning for a moment to President-elect Obama, one reason he has moved to Washington 2 weeks prior to his inauguration is his kids. Today was their first day in a new school, Sidwell Friends, a private Quaker school. And this will be Malia and Sasha's school bus. Not your typical yellow, clunky, bench-seated bus, but a heavily armored SUV that today was part of a 6-vehicle motorcade. Mom took the kids to school. Dad was up early to wish them well. And if they felt the normal first-day jitters, there was no sign of it in the pictures released by the transition, though Sasha did have her nose pressed a bit wistfully against the glass of the SUV as they left. No word how they fared first day. And don't we all remember our first days in a new school? I am a Sidwell graduate. Started in 7th grade, went through high school. My first day many years ago. But you remember every detail of something like that. Would anybody talk to me at lunch? Miss Coulter was my teacher, gave us a mountain of homework the first night. I couldn't finish it all. I remember the first person who did talk to me. The girl across the aisle in homeroom didn't talk to me. Hopefully the president's daughters will have an easier transition. And still ahead on World News, a cabinet choice derailed, a Senate seat in question. When does business as usual become pay to play? That'll be our closer look. Apple's CEO faces health rumors head on. An answer to what's causing Steve Jobs' dramatic weight loss. And Heart to Heart, how women who have nearly died from heart disease are on a mission to save others.
This is World News with Charles Gibson. Brought to you by TD Ameritrade.
Thinking about mutual funds? Think about this. The best place to buy one may not be a mutual fund company at all. Instead of emphasizing their funds, TD Ameritrade has tools that can help you choose funds from the leading fund companies. There's even a recommended list by the independent experts at Morningstar Associates, so you can get a fund that matches your objectives instead of someone else's.
Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Contact TD Ameritrade for a prospectus containing this and other information. Read it carefully before investing.
If you've had a heart attack caused by a completely blocked artery, another heart attack could be lurking, waiting to strike. A heart attack caused by a clot, one that could be fatal. But Plavix helps save lives. Plavix, taken with other heart medicines, goes beyond what other heart medicines do alone to provide greater protection against heart attack or stroke and even death by helping to keep blood platelets from sticking together and forming clots. Ask your doctor about Plavix, protection that helps save lives.
If you have a stomach ulcer or other condition that causes bleeding, you should not use Plavix. When taking Plavix alone or with some other medicines, including aspirin, the risk of bleeding may increase, so tell your doctor before planning surgery. And always talk to your doctor before taking aspirin or other medicines with Plavix, especially if you've had a stroke. If you develop fever or unexplained weakness or confusion, tell your doctor promptly, as these may be signs of a rare but potentially life-threatening condition called TTP, which has been reported rarely, sometimes in less than 2 weeks after starting therapy. Other rare but serious side effects may occur.
If you take Plavix with other heart medicines, continuing to do so will help increase your protection against a future heart attack or stroke beyond your other heart medicines alone. You may be feeling better, but your risk never goes away. Help stay protected. Stay with Plavix.
If you think all batteries are the same, consider this. It was a beautiful day in the park
Kevin, can you hand me
that turned to panic in an instant. And everything depended on a Brickhouse child locator.
Kevin!
And packed inside every locator is the only battery Brickhouse trusts, Duracell. So even if you hope you'll never have to use it, it still has to work. Duracell, trusted everywhere.
Robitussin knows one of the reasons we cough is to help clear away mucus. Robitussin DM Max has a double dose of the medicine that helps clear mucus while also controlling your cough. Robitussin DM Max, double the strength against mucus for a reason.
Tonight, a closer look at the intersection of money and politics, a gray area where financial favors sometimes cross the line. But exactly where is that line? When does business as usual become improper or illegal? New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson is caught in that intersection right now, and today he spoke out about withdrawing his nomination to be Commerce Secretary as a grand jury investigates how a major political donor landed lucrative state contracts. Here's David Wright.
And as I've said, today, as he explained his decision to withdraw from the Obama cabinet, Governor Bill Richardson sounded almost high-minded.
Sometimes your own dreams and plans must take a back seat to what is best for the nation.
But the New Mexico governor faced the appearance of impropriety, a multi-million-dollar state contract awarded to a firm whose president gave thousands of dollars to Richardson's political action committees. Federal investigators are trying to determine, did the company pay to play?
Pay to play means that you've got to give something to get something in politics.
Questions have also been raised about Senator Hillary Clinton, who pushed through a $5 million earmark that benefited a New York developer who gave $100,000 to Bill Clinton's foundation. Senator Clinton's office insists there was no connection. But again, the question is, did the developer pay to play?
Money is exchanged for being able to be in the mix. Where it goes over the line is when it's actually for a real earmark.
You might well say that's simply how politics works. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Of course, that's not how it's supposed to work. Still, most contributions are perfectly legal. To be illegal, a prosecutor has to be able to prove the quid pro quo, and that's extremely difficult.
If we were to prosecute every time someone steered a contract or a favor to a campaign contributor, we'd be prosecuting virtually every politician in this country.
I guess this is just another lost cause.
As Mr. Smith goes to Washington, Jimmy Stewart played an idealistic young senator appointed by a corrupt party boss. Sound familiar?
It's legal. I am the junior senator from Illinois, and I wish...
Roland Burris is a highly regarded public servant, but the governor who appointed him stands accused of earlier trying to sell the seat, pay to play. So when Mr. Burris comes to Washington tomorrow, the Senate may refuse to seat him. David Wright, ABC News, Washington.
Our closer look for tonight. And coming up, new details about how Jet Travolta died.
Amazing holidays. I had the whole family.
Looks like you were busy.
I shopped, I cooked, I ate. And now I'm a little irregular.
Don't you eat Activia?
Nah, it's just me.
Well, then it's time for a new you. Take the Activia Challenge.
Activia eaten daily is clinically proven to help regulate your digestive system in 2 weeks.
Get ready for a new you. Take the Activia New You Challenge now. It works or it's free.
Activia! This is a Centrum multivitamin, complete from A to zinc. This is CoraWise, a natural ingredient that can lower cholesterol. Put them together and you get Centrum Cardio, the first and only complete multivitamin that can lower cholesterol. Centrum Cardio. Happy New Year! Welcome to Progressive.com.
This place is hopping.
It's resolution season.
Well, my resolution? Save money.
Last year, millions of people visited Progressive.com, and those who switched saved an average of over $350.
No wonder it's like a party in here.
Yeah. I wrote that.
Starting the new year with savings. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Tired of morning coming in the middle of the night? Ask your prescriber about 2-layer Ambien CR. The first layer dissolves quickly to help you fall asleep, and unlike other sleep aids, a second dissolves slowly to help you stay asleep. Until you know how Ambien CR will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Plan to devote 7 to 8 hours to sleep before being active. Sleepwalking and eating or driving while not fully awake with amnesia for the event have been reported. In rare cases, severe allergic reactions can occur. If you experience any of these behaviors or reactions, contact your doctor immediately. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. It's non-narcotic and can be taken for as long as your prescriber recommends. Like most sleep aids, it has some risk of dependency. Don't take it with alcohol. To wake up ready for your day, ask your prescriber for 2-layer Ambien CR.
Healthful life from Purina Cat Chow. With real chicken, wholesome greens, delicious salmon, and a touch of cranberry and cheese. Finally, it's all come together. Healthful life from Purina Cat Chow. Yes, healthy can be delicious.
Steve Jobs, the man whose name is synonymous with Apple Computer, broke his silence today about the health rumors that have been dogging him for months. With the annual Macworld convention opening today, Jobs, a cancer survivor, addressed the dramatic weight loss that has led to rampant speculation. Here's Neil Karlinski.
Ever since this moment.
So let's get going.
When a shockingly thin Steve Jobs addressed Mac users at a conference last year, rumors that the Apple chief's health was in such decline he might actually be dying have been in overdrive. Today, the intensely private Jobs finally spoke out. He issued a statement that doctors have diagnosed him with a hormone imbalance. He goes on to say the remedy for this nutritional problem is relatively simple and straightforward, but it hasn't stopped the speculation.
People will still wait to see what his weight looks like in 6 and 12 months from now and probably wait to decide until then.
Jobs' image has been carefully managed since he returned from a bout with pancreatic cancer 5 years ago. When we sat down with him in 2007 and 2008 for a pair of rare interviews, the lighting and camera positions were all strictly controlled by the company. To investors, Steve Jobs is Apple, and today's statement was reassuring enough to boost the company's stock price. Even so, the Steve Jobs watch won't end here. Neil Karlinski, ABC News, Seattle.
And an autopsy was performed in the Bahamas today on the body of Jet Travolta. 3 days after the boy, John Travolta's son, died while the family was on vacation. While a death certificate now lists an official cause of death, there are still underlying questions. And Steve Osunsami reports from the Bahamas.
The autopsy took place at the same island hospital where Jet Travolta was rushed to last Friday. A caretaker found him unconscious in a bathroom at his family's vacation home. Today, Bahama authorities confirmed he died from a seizure, but they weren't saying whether it caused him to hit his head in the bathroom.
The reported stuff regards to what the findings will then be forwarded to the Travolta family.
John Travolta and his wife Kelly Preston are still on the island grieving for their son. Their lawyers say that 16-year-old Jet Travolta suffered from Kawasaki disease, a rare blood vessel syndrome that usually affects young children, and that was the cause of his seizures. But doctors we spoke with today say that would not likely cause seizures.
Seizures are not common with Kawasaki syndrome. In fact, central nervous system problems, which means problems with the brain itself, are an uncommon complaint within that illness.
Whatever the case, a son is gone, and a famous father and mother are now planning a funeral that will most likely take place this week in Florida. Steve Osunsami, ABC News, the Bahamas.
And up next, women who are speaking from the heart.
I'm going to do another one of my sleep studies. Advil PM or Tylenol PM. Here we go. Middle of the night. Awake again? Asleep. With Advil PM, she's spending less time lying awake with aches and pains and more time asleep. You should switch to Advil PM. Maybe you should switch too. Advil PM. The difference is a better night's sleep.
Bacon? Gotta get that bacon! Yummy, crunchy bacon, bacon, bacon! There in that bag!
Who wants a bacon strip?
Me, I get it myself, but I don't have thumbs! Yum, 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 it's bacon! I love you.
Bacon strips. There's no time like bacon time.
Frequent heartburn used to ruin my evenings, so I tried Prilosec OTC. It works all day and all night, so now heartburn won't keep coming back. Try Prilosec OTC, the round-the-clock heartburn blocker.
Ah!
How would you like to win $5,000 from Publishers Clearinghouse every single week for the rest of your life? Enter at PCH.com or by mail, and you could win for life.
I've had asthma for 17 years.
I've had asthma for 24 years.
For 5 years. All my life.
Even with my medicine, my symptoms kept coming back.
So I thought this was as good as it gets.
Until I found out I could actually help prevent my symptoms.
I could help prevent my symptoms.
Turns out there are two main causes of asthma symptoms. Airway constriction I feel, and inflammation I may not. Most medicines don't treat both.
So my doctor prescribed Advair.
Advair treats both main causes to help prevent symptoms in the first place.
Advair contains salmeterol. Salmeterol may increase the chance of asthma-related death, so Advair is not for asthma that's well controlled on another controller medicine. Advair will not replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden symptoms and should not be taken more than twice a day. Talk to your doctor about the risks and benefits of Advair. If you take Advair, see your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
If you're still having symptoms, ask your doctor how to help prevent them with Advair.
Find out how to get your first full prescription free at Advair.com.
Irene, drop the itch.
We dropped the itch.
Maximum Strength Scalpicin stops intense scalp itch fast, helps you heal.
I dropped the itch.
Free yourself from embarrassing scalp itch. Drop the itch with Scalpicin.
Tuesday, wait till you see what happens to our ugly American couple in France.
Look at that tower. Just like the one in Vegas.
I think the one in Vegas is bigger.
You just have to see what our hidden cameras catch.
You got beer here?
On the premiere of What Would You Do, Tuesday at 10 on ABC.
Hey, big business can pay people to fight for them. So who's fighting for you? Chris Cuomo. He's already helped so many get the treatment they needed, the money they worked for, medicine to survive. And now, Wednesdays this January, it's back. Good Morning America gets answers for you.
Finally tonight, some heartfelt advice. All too often, people think of heart disease as something that happens to the other guy. But heart disease in women, even young women, is not uncommon and takes a terrible toll. Now a compelling wake-up call for women of all ages is being delivered by those who know best. Here's Barbara Pinto.
There you go.
Carrie Vincent is a wife, a mother, and a woman on a mission. On this day, she's holding her first heartwarming party, telling a group of women the chilling details of the day she nearly lost her life.
I'm here today because 16 months ago, today, I had a heart attack.
A massive heart attack just 5 days after giving birth to her first child.
My God, I was 31 years old. 31-year-olds don't have heart attacks.
And most people don't think many women do either.
It's the #1 killer of women, but they don't know it. Their healthcare providers don't know it.
Nearly 500,000 women die of heart disease every year, and Hayes says women and their doctors often miss the signs. So the Mayo Clinic and a group called Women Heart are training an army of messengers.
This is what an angiogram looks like.
Giving these survivors a look at the medical equipment that saved their lives. Pacemakers.
Mine is like this.
And tiny stents that now open their clogged arteries.
Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
These women are also learning to use the most powerful weapon they have against heart disease, their personal stories.
I just was coughing.
Rosalind Taylor's heart failure was repeatedly misdiagnosed.
When I think about it, I really get mad, and I don't want that to happen to another woman.
Neither does Carla Getting, who lost 150 pounds after her diagnosis to reduce her risk.
Yeah, I'm trying to live a different life. I'm trying to not repeat the mistakes and the things I've seen lived out before me.
Telling their stories, these women say, makes them feel less like victims.
Yeah, I feel like a conqueror. I can talk about it, and I might even save someone's life talking about it.
That is what Carrie Vincent is trying to do as well, one living room at a time.
Thank you again.
Speaking from the heart. Barbara Pinto, ABC News, Rochester, Minnesota.
And that is World News for this Monday. My first chance to say Happy New Year, so Happy New Year. And I hope you had a good day. For all of us at ABC News, have a good night.
Premiering tomorrow on ABC.
This is when the action starts.
The real stories of the heroes who protect us all.
I'm going to protect my own. That's my job.
ABC's Homeland Security USA premieres tomorrow at 8/7 Central on ABC.
It's the dawn of a new game.
and it's going to be big. In fact, it's the biggest thing from the Florida Lottery. Since the Florida Lottery, Powerball with Power Play, it's here.
Over 65? Worried about your financial future? A reverse mortgage is the answer for many people. At American Heritage Financial Group, we offer fair and affordable reverse mortgages. Get the money you need to live now. You deal directly with the owners. We can help you design a financial package that fits your goals and needs. And we don't charge excessive fees. American Heritage Financial Group, over 50 years of experience making the right choices. Call us today, 305-275-0822.
Wheel of Fortune is next, right here on Local 10.
Attention! Wheels on!
Ladies and gentlemen, Pat Sajak and Vanna White.
Oh, hi, folks. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Charlie. Hi, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Report to duty over there, will you? Gentlemen, how are you? Good. As you can tell, it's Armed Forces Week. We're very excited about that. The guys are ready for their first toss-up. It's an event, and Vanna looks ready, too. Here she goes. Nick.
Reporting for duty.
Yes, sir. Good job. You got it. Nick LeMay from Satellite Beach, Florida, in the Air Force.
Yes, sir.
And talk about what all that means on your sleeve there and what you do and your family and anything else we should know about you.
Well, I'm a Master Sergeant in the United States Air Force. I've been in for 18 years. I'm an airfield manager serving at Patrick Air Force Base. I'm married to my wonderful wife, Kelly. We have 2 children, and we have our first grandson.
Oh, how terrific. And that was a great presentation, too. And
Thank
you want to mention the hometown of Menominee, Michigan?
Menominee, Michigan.
There you go. I've been to Menominee.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
They're still there, huh? Good to have you here, Nick. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Hi, Victor.
How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Your last name is pronounced Page.